Hello, my name is Miss Eileen. Welcome to Who Is at Shaler North Hills Library. Tonight, you will meet Lucille Ball. With her bright red hair, infectious laugh, and impeccable comic timing, Lucille Ball began clowning her way to the top of the Hollywood A-list in the early 1930s. And even today remains one of the most indelible figures in American comedy. I am so honored to be here today with you, Lucy.
Eileen, that's ridiculous. You really are saying far too many good things about me. I'm just a simple girl from New York.
Oh, you are wonderful.
Oh.
Okay, she is known as the Queen of Comedy.
No.
Okay, so first I want to ask you, who were some of your mentors when you were just starting out as an actress?
Well, I wouldn't say mentor. I would say for inspiration, I love the comedy first off of Charlie Chaplin.
Okay.
Now I know he was kind of a weenie personally. Okay, we all know that. But Charlie Chaplin, I love the physicality of his comedy, and I wanted to bring that to what I did because I'm a physical kind of gal. So I love that. Buster Keaton too was big, and you're way too young and alive to know who he was. But I would think now my modern kind of mentors or people to whom I look up, I love the late great Joan Rivers, and she inspired me in a lot of the comedy that I did after my death.
Yeah. Okay. At age 12, it is said that you auditioned for your first role. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I auditioned. It was I wanted to play the part of a duck. And I really had to, no. My stepfather was a great guy, and he really encouraged me to try to get involved. And the thing is, though, I got to tell you, when I went to acting school, they told me I was too shy.
I heard that.
Yeah,
That was
I dropped out of acting school.
Yes.
But I had the bug. You know, I loved it, and it just goes to show you can't listen and believe what everybody says. Some people are big old liars.
Right. You know, it has been, that was one of my questions that I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
It was said that your instructor, your teacher there, told you that you had no talent.
That I had no talent, and that I was too shy.
And oh my goodness.
Can you believe that, Jan?
I cannot believe that.
I know, it was crazy. That's Jan. Hi, Jan.
Hi, everybody.
Now, Jan is a funny lady.
Okay.
She is.
So, one of the next question that I found this really hard to believe.
Okay.
Is it true that in the famous grape stomping episode that you almost drowned?
Yes, it's true. The grape stomping episode comes from perhaps the show, though not my favorite, the show that is the most popular, I Love Lucy. It's on around the world still, and you can find clips of it on YouTube. If you just Google, you librarians, you Google a lot. If you Google grape stomping I Love Lucy, you'll see. And the thing is, what the script originally said was that the grapes would stomp on me. And what happened was a big giant grape came down and stomped right on my head, and I nearly drowned. That's not true. What happened was the woman who was working with me in that scene did not speak English. It was not her first language or even her second language, and she misunderstood the directions, and so she smashed my face down in the grapes, and I almost drowned.
Oh my goodness.
Even though I have been a certified grape juice swimmer. Yes.
I just can't imagine.
It was
how
ridiculous.
traumatic that would be.
But it was all right. It wasn't her fault.
Well, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Lucy, you were the first pregnant actress to play a pregnant woman.
Can you say that on library television?
And in that time, I know you could not say the word pregnant. You had to use the word expected.
You did. And
So-
you didn't know what you were expecting. Now I know Desi Arnaz Jr., his biggest role came when he was on the Brady Bunch, and Marsha Brady was in love with Desi Arnaz Jr.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, Desi Arnaz Jr., yeah. But no, yeah, when I was pregnant with little Ricky, wait, can I say pregnant on library TV?
Yes, you can.
Okay. We couldn't do that. We couldn't even sleep in the same bed.
That's
even
right.
though
Right.
Ricky, who was really my husband in real life, Desi Arnaz, we had to, anytime there was a bedroom scene, it had to show his bed and my bed.
Right.
Yep.
I do remember that. I don't think kids nowadays would recall that. The Dick Van Dyke Show was the same with Laura and Rob.
Right.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So, okay, a couple of true or false questions.
Yeah.
You and Desi were the first interracial couple on TV and in real life.
We were. Well, not the first, like, in real life. I mean, on TV and in real life, the same, yes. But there have been interracial couples. Race is just an evil construct of society, so we don't have to really get into that. But we were the first interracial couple on TV, and I'm very proud of that.
And
I'm
I
very
never thought anything about that.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm very proud of that. Desi and our marriage did break up, but and contrary to a lot of rumors and biographies that have been written, I did have great respect for him. And of course, we broke up for a reason. But I don't feel this great animosity towards him like you might expect from what you read in these papers. Yeah.
I know it is said that you loved him even though you remarried to
Gary Norton.
Gary.
Yeah,
So-
and I was with him until the death, until I died.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay, another true or false.
Yeah.
Is it true or false that you never graduated high school?
I didn't, and I just want to say that's nothing that y'all should, follow with that, I didn't graduate from high school. I had the acting bug, and I just went out there. But in those days, a lot of people didn't graduate from high school, but now the competition is so much. If I could go back and do it all over, I would have stayed in high school. I would have gone on to college. I would have gone on and gotten a master's degree and just buried myself in as much postgraduate school debt as possible. That would have been my goal. Yeah.
So, okay, true or false again?
Yeah.
Your first husband, Desi, did he propose to you with a 4-carat diamond ring?
Well, if you're talking about the carrots that are orange and rabbits love them, that's about how much it costs. Because it's not true. Actually, all the stores in which you might find a 4-carat diamond were closed. We were big fans of Bucci Jewelers downtown Pittsburgh, the Clark Building. It's a great place, but they were all closed, and so he went to the simple 5 and dime, and I wore that for all the years I was married to Desi.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is something.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, true or false?
Yeah.
And we all have prior jobs. Now, before you became a famous entertainer, you worked in an ice cream store. Is it true you were fired when you forgot the banana in the banana split?
Well, that is true, because the banana, does anybody really want to eat the banana? I mean, it was intentional, actually. It wasn't forgetting. I did not want anyone, back in those days, I confused potassium with petroleum.
Oh,
because they both start with P and kind of end the same way. You know? And so I didn't want to put petroleum into this delicious ice cream concoction, and so that is why I left the banana out. So it was intentional. But apparently I was in error. Yeah.
And you were fired for that. So.
I was let go. Actually, it was a mutual decision to vacate the position.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Lucy.
Yeah.
It is said that you have, and I think you're one of the only stars to have 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Well, there are a lot of people who have 2 stars, you know. But sorry. But I do one for film and one for television. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Now, another great episode from one of your shows. Oh, you have to tell us about that famous moment where you and Ethel get jobs in the candy factory.
Yeah, that one. Google Lucy and Ethel, or I Love Lucy and the candy scene, and you can see there's a conveyor belt. It's like an assembly line, and the chocolates are rolling down. Right. Mm-hmm. And it's our job to wrap them, and we can't let them go by. But the conveyor belt keeps speeding up. So we have to eat faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And that is a great scene. And that's with my very dear friend Vivian Vance. Yeah.
You know, it is said that at the time whenever those pieces of chocolate are going by, because you heard the supervisor coming in from the next room, you and Vivian, or you and Ethel rather, you were shoving these pieces of candy in your hat, down your clothes, putting them in your mouth.
Right.
So, and when the supervisor actually saw that there was no chocolate in front of you, as she left the room, do you remember what she said?
Speed it up, boys!
That's right.
Because we were doing so well. Eating most of it, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask you, have you always been the funniest person in the room?
Actually, no. A lot of people, they automatically assume because I do comedy, these shows, it was the writers who were funny. The funniest woman, you know who was funny?
Who?
Judy Garland.
Oh, boy.
Judy Garland was the funniest woman in Hollywood. She made me look like a mortician.
Wow.
She just could tell. And you ask Carol Burnett, she'll say the same thing.
I love Carol Burnett.
I love Carol too. But Carol and I talk about Judy a lot. I see her more than Carol does because Carol's not dead. But and Judy is. But Judy Garland, funniest woman. If the writers were funny on our shows, yeah. But no, yeah.
Okay. Now,
I'm actually, my gift that a lot of people don't know about, I would have to say, if there's any particular gift that I have, is that I can make a heck of a left-hand turn at a busy intersection. And that's more difficult than you might imagine, because a lot of times there's that hesitation. And some people will actually drive around to the right where they can turn around, especially if it's a very busy intersection or a dangerous time, and that's fine. But I'm very good at making a left turn, and if I have one gift, I would say that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is rumored that you were hard to work with. Is that true?
A lot of people have said that. Again, it's those biographies. I would say ask the people who worked closest with me. Ask my secretary of 27 years. I can't remember her name now. I feel horrible about that. I'm sorry, but she has a great interview. It's on one of your fancy NPR things.
Okay.
And no, it's true. Now, here's the thing. I will admit, I didn't suffer fools well. Okay. So if you were wasting your time or wasting my time, that kind of thing, I wanted to get something done. But I truly, genuinely loved every person with whom I worked. I really did. And I hope I treated them with respect and dignity. Because I certainly don't have any pride.
Okay. Now, is there a feud between you and Vivian Vance?
No. That's the thing. Here's the thing. there was this rumor, okay, and it started in truth, I guess, but it was a joke. Whenever Vivian Vance signed the contract to be on I Love Lucy, I made up all these wacky conditions. Like she always had to weigh 10 more pounds than I did. She couldn't color her hair. She always had to dress such and such a way. It was a joke. And Vivian knew it was a joke, and we were actually very close. We really were. And we still are. Vivian's also dead. And so we see a lot with each other because she's been active as well in the afterlife and in this life.
Good. Okay. Now, I'm not sure about this one, but what about Star Trek and Mission Impossible?
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. Do you know that show, The Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I was actually mentioned on that a couple seasons ago because I was the one who greenlighted Star Trek and Mission Impossible to be produced by Desilu Productions.
Oh wow!
I know. So on The Big Bang Theory, they do make mention that without Lucille Ball, there wouldn't be Star Trek and there wouldn't be Mission Impossible. But yeah. Now, a lot of people thought that because we had the original, we produced that we got money and we still, and our estates and being dead, we still get money from that. But that's not true. They got the rights, in full on this. But no, so many shows were either filmed on at Desilu Studios, which is a combination of Desi and Lucille, or were produced by Desi. Now, Desi was a brilliant man, and people would say to him, this can't be done on TV. And he would say, I'm going to try it. I'm going to make it work. And Vivian Vance, if I just could talk a little bit about Vivian Vance.
Sure.
The other neat thing about her was she was a fantastic with a script. And we'd be getting a script and we'd look at it, we'd be like, dude, I just don't know. There's something missing here. And Viv and I would get to work on it. Script doctors.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. In closing, I want to ask you, what have you been doing since you died, and what's next for you?
Okay, well, since I died, a lot of neat things have been going on, not in the show business realm, but what I've been doing is I've been writing a series of books for children under a pen name. And I wrote a series of books under a pen name of J.K. Rowling. Have you heard that?
No.
Yeah, that's the name.
I think we have some books by her.
By J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Well, I'm J.K. Rowling. That's my pen name. So I wrote this series about a guy named Harry Potter. And he's a wizard, and he has all these different things. So I did that, and that was neat. But I'm done with the writing for now. And next for me, Vivian Vance and I are actually getting together, and we're doing a reboot, as you kids call it, of the movie Thelma and Louise.
Wow.
Yeah. So we got that going on. And lots of neat things. I'm going to start here in the fall of 2022 at the University of Pittsburgh and get my Master's of Information and Library Sciences. So that's kind of exciting. I've taken up a lot of collecting. I'm doing a lot of collecting. I now have the 8th largest collection of Twinkie the Kid items, and I'm really proud about that. I also jog 3 to 4 minutes a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
good for you.
A lot going on. Well,
yeah.
I try. And I've been doing that. I've been playing a little tennis with a really small racket. I don't know if you know Lego makes a tennis racket that's small. And I've been playing tennis with the Lego racket and the Lego ball. I've been doing that. Yeah. So that's been good. And I hope that you'll consider coming when traveling safe to my museum in Jamestown, New York.
sure. I
But-
think I'd like that.
Yeah, but instead, before you go there, I would go to the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids,
Okay.
Minnesota,
Okay.
not Michigan. I know there's a Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm so tired of hearing you mean Grand Rapids, Michigan. No, Judy Garland was born in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, about 3.5 hours north of the Twin Cities. Yeah.
Okay.
So go there first, and then come and see my birthplace.
Okay.
In
Okay.
Jamestown, New York.
That's a date.
It's cool.
So
It was so nice to meet you. And again, like I think that what you do here at the library, I think it's truly funny. I think that comedy can be seen here at the library all the time.
and it makes you
I'm
feel
very
good.
thankful. It makes you feel good. You have to laugh. You have to laugh.
Yes.
You have to laugh.
So that bit of advice comes from the Queen of Comedy.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm the
Okay.
queen of comedy.
Oh, I think
if I could be like the Duchess,
Oh,
Ah, yes.
you know, the
Okay.
Duchess might be all right. Yeah.
okay.
All right.
So,
well,
but for the Duchess of Comedy, this is Miss Eileen at
Yeah.
Shaler Northfield Library with Who Is. Thank you for joining us tonight.
thank you. Hit that fabulous theme.